Forget mulching forever. Scatter these two seeds and watch your garden transform itself. Imagine never again hauling wheelbarrows of mulch or watching weeds overrun your garden after every rain. Sounds impossible? Not if you let nature mulch itself. Every gardener knows mulch is essential. It conserves moisture, stops weeds, and protects soil from temperature swings. But store-bought mulch breaks down quickly, has to be reapplied, and can even harbor pests or diseases. Grass clippings and straw help for a while, but they decay fast and require constant topping up. The truth is, there's a better way. Living mulch is exactly what it sounds like. Living plants that act as a protective layer for your soil. Unlike conventional mulch, which sits on top, living mulch grows, breathes, and feeds the earth continuously. Its roots hold the soil together, preventing erosion and water loss. Its leaves shade the ground, keeping it cool in summer and warmer in early spring. As these plants grow, they attract beneficial insects and microorganisms that enrich the soil ecosystem. Over time, their decaying roots improve soil structure, creating a spongy, fertile environment that holds moisture like a living sponge. The result? You water less, weed less, and harvest more. But not all plants make good living mulch. Some, like clover or perennial herbs, can become invasive or compete with your vegetables for space and nutrients. The secret is to choose annual plants that grow fast, protect the soil, and decompose easily after they've done their job. And that's where two humble but extraordinary plants come in, Phacelia and Buckwheat. Phacelia, or Phacelia tanacetifolia, might just be the most underrated hero in the garden. It's fast-growing, beautiful, and completely non-invasive. Unlike clover or mustard, it doesn't share diseases or pests with any common vegetable crops, making it the safest and most versatile living mulch you can plant. Phacelia's roots dive deep, breaking up compacted soil and pulling nutrients closer to the surface. Above ground, its feathery leaves form a lush green carpet that shades the soil and suppresses weeds. Within just 10 days of sowing, it germinates. After a month, it blooms with stunning lavender blue flowers that bees absolutely adore. By 10 to 12 weeks, it's ready to set seed. If left undisturbed, it can self-seed gently, ensuring your soil stays covered year after year without becoming a nuisance. You can simply walk through your garden and lightly press the stems into the ground to help them reseed naturally. When it's time to incorporate Phacelia back into the soil, do it while it's still green and tender, just before full bloom. Don't dig deep. Use a rake or mini cultivator to mix it into the top 6 centimeters of soil. This shallow incorporation allows oxygen-loving or aerobic bacteria to decompose it rapidly. Within 2 weeks, your soil will be darker, richer, and full of life. The second superstar is buckwheat, or Phagopyrum esculentum. It's often mistaken for a cereal, but actually, it's a flowering plant from the buckwheat family, not a grass. When gardeners talk about Gretchka, they mean the porridge made from buckwheat grain, but the plant itself, Gretchika, is what we want in the soil. Buckwheat grows explosively fast. Within a week, it germinates. Within 30 days, it blooms with clusters of small white flowers that feed bees and other pollinators. Its dense canopy smothers weeds so effectively that, honestly, few other plants can compete. And as it decomposes, it releases phosphorus, calcium, and trace minerals back into the soil, the nutrients most vegetables crave. What really makes buckwheat exceptional is its ability to improve poor or sandy soils. Its roots don't go deep, but they spread wide, creating a fine network that improves aeration and helps the soil hold moisture. After flowering, it can be tilled lightly into the soil or simply cut down and left on the surface to decompose naturally. The best time to incorporate buckwheat is at the early budding stage, right before the flowers fully open. This is when the plant is at its nutritional peak, loaded with organic matter and enzymes that feed beneficial microbes. When grown together, these two plants form a perfect symbiotic pair, Phacelia's feathery canopy shelters the soil, while buckwheat's quick growth covers any gaps. Both germinate easily, thrive in nearly any soil, and mature within a few months. You can sow them separately between your vegetable rows or mix the seeds together and broadcast them evenly across your garden beds. Water thoroughly after sowing, keeping the soil moist until germination. About 10 to 15 liters of water per square meter is sufficient for even sprouting. Once established, they'll require very little care. By the time your vegetables are growing tall, the living mulch will be doing its quiet work below, keeping moisture in, weeds out, and nutrient cycling. When it's time to turn your living mulch into fertilizer, resist the urge to dig deep. Simply cut the plants down and mix the residue into the top 6 centimeters of soil. Deep burial slows decomposition and can even trigger anaerobic or oxygen-deprived decay, leading to harmful bacteria. To accelerate the breakdown process and prevent nutrient lockup, which is when microorganisms temporarily tie up nitrogen, apply a biological decomposer. Mix 10 milliliters of decomposer, concentrate in 1 liter of water, and spray it evenly over the cut mulch. For larger areas, just scale up the solution at a ratio of 1 to 100, 1 part decomposer to 100 parts water. This ensures beneficial microbes like Bacillus and Trichoderma fungi activate immediately, converting plant residue into rich humus within days. This step not only prevents unpleasant smells and nutrient delays, but also boosts the population of soil-friendly organisms that continue working long after the mulch is gone. Within one growing season, gardeners who use Phacelia and buckwheat as living mulch notice remarkable improvements. The soil becomes darker, softer, and easier to work. Watering frequency drops dramatically because the soil retains moisture better. Crops grow stronger and produce higher yields, sometimes 2 or 3 times higher than beds managed with conventional mulching methods. Even better, pests become less of a problem. The aroma of Phacelia helps repel harmful insects, while the increased biodiversity encourages beneficial predators that keep your garden in balance naturally. In essence, by planting these 2 species, you create a self-sustaining ecosystem, a living, breathing mulch that renews itself season after season. Traditional gardening separates plants and soil into separate entities, but when you grow living mulch, you connect them into one thriving organism. Your garden becomes more than just a collection of plants. It becomes a living network where every root, leaf, and microbe works together. With Phacelia and buckwheat, you're not just covering the ground. You're cultivating a system that protects, nourishes, and rebuilds itself naturally. So, the next time you're tempted to spread store-bought mulch or fight off another invasion of weeds, remember this simple trick. Scatter the seeds of Phacelia and buckwheat, water them once, and let nature handle the rest. Your soil will stay fertile, your plants healthier, and your workload lighter. No mulch, no plastic, no chemicals. If you found this video useful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with other gardeners. Together, let's make every garden a living, breathing example of what nature can do when we work with it, not against it.